Jai Gude, good evening everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of Art of Living organization to योग वाशिष्ठ इवनिंग सेशन। नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के सायंकाल के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ। टुडे वी आर ऑन 130th सेशन। आज हम लोग 130वें सत्र में यहाँ पे पहुंच चुके हैं। We'll begin our session by chanting Om 3 times. I welcome all our Zoom participants, all our Facebook viewers, and all our YouTube viewers to this session. Today's topic is that how does the wise, how they using the viveka, how does they behave, how does they pursue the things, how does they pursue this day-to-day routine life in their life. No? That is what the topic is, that we are on 103rd chapter, 103rd and 4th chapter. They are small chapters. We'll cover both the chapters together today. So let's continue. Let's all sit comfortably and close your eyes. Shoulders relaxed. Let's take a deep breath in. And let go. Take one more deep breath. And exhale completely. For Omkar chanting, take a deep breath in. Let us invoke the divinity within. Guru का वाहन कर ले. आवाहनम 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 पुनः पुनः सच्चिदानंद रूपोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम्। गुरु वंदना कर ले। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री श्री गुरवे नमः। Let us pray to the Master. Whatever the words that come out of this mouth, whatever the actions that are happening, whatever the thoughts hover onto this mind, and the power of discrimination arise in our intellect, whatever the impression that might be getting created in our memory, if we are allowing new impressions to be getting formed, and if still there is that iota of that I, me, let all these unknown, known levels of our existence be inspired by the Master alone. If you have already experienced that there is nothing that can bind you, then let this remaining life also be inspired by the Master. Pray like this. Feeling the presence of the Master within and outside. Slowly and gradually, with a gentle smile on your face, you may open your eyes. धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो. Jai Gurudev. Let's continue with our session now. Here Vaashishtha Muni continued to address Rama. Hey Rama, I have in the last session, in the last topic, I told you about how does one can sprout that jnana vriksha, that samadhi, that meditation, that samadhana, that contentment, and the kalpa vriksha of that, how one can sprout it, how it can cultivate it, how it can protect it, and how it can then allow it to become the kalpa vriksha. And then how the manomruga, that mind which is there, which goes and take the solace at below the kalpa vriksha, and then once it has experienced that peace of mind, then it never leaves it back. It continues to climb up and then ultimately gets into the moksha. So like this, one who has got into such a things, and one who is out of that moksha, that avastha, that thing is experiences that peace of mind below the kalpa vriksha, and that how does that thing one achieves that vishranti, how do they continue, and which are all the different gunas, which are all the qualities that dawns in them, that I will tell you here in a chronological order. Please listen to that. He says that if in this sansara, in this world, if you look at, there are this, in from a perspective of your mind, if you look at, there are this vairagya, and vairagya is the dispassion. This viveka is the power of discrimination. That thing, because of the dawning of power of discrimination, this other things will diminish in your life. No? So once you go and take the solace in this and listen to the advice of the Master, listen to this knowledge, that point of time, that thing, that stambha, that we see when we do that, was with the 4 pillars of knowledge. So that pillar of knowledge, when that thing there, then this really gets into that knowledge very easily. Once those knowledge, those 4 pillars of knowledge, that you are able to uphold in your life. So he says that what is it that daily routine, what is it that adarsha, what is it that thing that one sadhak does in their life. So he says that the one who is a sadhak, who is the real sadhak, who is the one really who is the sincere seeker here. So he says that the sincere seeker, he is that one who follows the sadhu sangati. He stays into the company of people, good people, and then do the anukarana. He follows them. He sees what they do, how they do. He observes their behavior. What is it, the knowledge that they acquire? He studies that behavior, and then he start behaving. He start following on the footsteps of such people. Then he's found to be indulged into the snana, dana, tapa, yajna, etc. So he'll start walking on the spiritual path. No, he'll get into donation. He'll do sadhana, seva, satsang, donation, tapascharya, etc. Then from his vyavara, from his day-to-day routine life, his day-to-day activities, that will have the equanimous state. No, that generosity will dawn. No? So these are all good qualities. No? They are all sattvic qualities. No? Rajas, tamas, and then sattva guna. So this sattva guna, so by becoming into that knowledge, like that, this sadhaka will start slowly and gradually get into such qualities. No? So that point of time, that their vyavahara, their day-to-day routine also will become like the moon, and the coolness of that, just like a nectar, that thing, it will give the solace and peace to the people around. Their behavior, their words, they will put the other person at peace. So like that, their own swabhava, in their own thing, that different entanglements, raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, lobha, vadamutta, those things will not be found in them. That rajas and tamas will be diminished in them. Like that, they will now start working for, because they already have the santosha, they are already happy, but they now will start doing the seva. They will put their efforts so that the person in front of them, so that the people around them start experiencing that santosha. Like that, they will behave like that. Now they will have an intention to give that upliftment, that mukti, moksha, that mudita, that happiness to the people around. No, that is how the Gurudev says, whole world is my family. Sudhaiva Kutumbakam. No? So that is it. So that is how it is. So he continues to explain that if you really look at it, and then the pavitra karma, the good deeds, punya karma, etc., etc., he will start looking very good person around. He will be known as a person who is always giving the helping hand to the people. Always inspire people. He'll always encourage people to walk on these things. He'll become like a butter. That loni, that his hridaya, that thing, it will become like a mridu, like it will become like a butter, it will become very soft. That compassion will dawn in them, and then they will be their chitta akasha, their body, their chitta, that will also become so adorable, that all the people around them, they will experience that thing in Marathi. Pallaviji, this session is in English. In morning we do it in Hindi, and the evening session is in English. Yeah. So though we refer the book is in Marathi, but our sessions are always in the morning it is in Hindi, in the evening it is in English. So he says that such a people, such who are that power of discrimination, that vivek, that is dawn, that pragya that is dawn in them, that charitra, their autobiography, their charitra, their behavior are worth reading. Their behavior, their thing are worth observing in life, and that thing, they become that like the moonlight, that Chandra Samuha. That is how they give the coolness and happiness to the people around. So that is how the sadhu samagama, the people who are around, they are the people, they will provide that solace to all the people. Like that, there be such a thing, such a solace, such a peace of mind, you will not even get even if you go to the garden, there are lots of flowers, they are very fragrant. Even there also, if the inner mind is not at peace, then there you will not experience, you will not enjoy that. So such people, in the company of such people, you will experience that solace, you'll experience that joy, you'll experience that peace of mind. So like this, he said that it's just like a river of Ganges, and we say the Gangajal, how it's very pure. Like that, the one who has that power of discrimination, and they go into vicinity of such people, all their bad deeds, all their papa karmas, their bad deeds also will diminish, and then they will really become the people like those who are. They also start adopting, assuming the qualities of the Sadguru, the qualities of the Sadhu Sangati. So like that, they will continue to do, and at that point of time, even they will not find that attraction, even in the gods, they will not find attraction in the Gandharva, or they will not find an attraction in the Manavaka. They will say that other opposite sex. whatever, it's for male, it is female, for female, it is male, that kama vritti, that lust, that thing will not dawn in them. They will not find anywhere that beauty, because they are enjoying the presence of the master, or they're enjoying the presence of the sadhu sangati, good people around. So that is what will give them the real virakti, real dispassion, and real sukha in their life. That is how he continues. These are all archara, no? These are all the behaviors of the people who have got into viveka. Their viveka have become jagrut, means their power of discrimination, what is good, what is bad. Or instead of that, they will say what is permanent in nature, what is impermanent in nature. Who am I? What is the purpose of my life? Such things, they will start seeking such things, and that viveka is very, very important. That viveka has dawned in them. So, like that, they will continue to do all the action, but behind their actions, there will not be intentions to do any good or any bad to anybody. Like that, they will just continue to do their actions as told by the master, as they have read it in the Shastra. They will just walk on that without having any intention to either hurt anybody or to even do something. That concept of dvandva, good, bad, type this, that will not be there in them. Like that, this one who has that power of discrimination, that is done in that. That is where the love will dawn. That is where the different sattva gunas, mudita, karuna, compassion, all these different qualities, love, joy, all these qualities will dawn in their heart. So like this, if you look at their things, other than that also, if they continue to be in this sadhu sankati, their antakarna, their inside souls, that will become very pure. And like that other than that shastrartha, that other things, that for example, if you want to go and make that ornament from your gold, we have to go and put it in a furnace and then do it, and then do some chemical processes on that, so that it becomes, that takes that particular shape. So like that, all these people, by staying in the vicinity of the master, in the vicinity of the good people, they continue to undergo through that purification process at various levels. Like that, then they start shining. They start shining like a sun, because that sadhu which has that swateja, that jnana swarup prakasha, that luminous light, that knowledge, that atma jnana, it is there in those people. If you be in a company of such people, then that's such a viveki purusha, such a person who has attained that thing. That shastra and sadhu sangam, like that antakarana, they will start following that anukarana, that will happen. That is how they will continue to behave like that. So these are all the changes, these are the transformation that we keep on seeing. The moment you join art of living, the moment you come into the contact of knowledge, the moment you start practicing your sadhana, seva, satsang, these are all the transformation, that inner transformation that keeps happening. Like that, they do not get entangled into the other things. Even in a dream also, they will continue to see that, oh, Gurudev is there, there is a knowledge there. Any good things that is happening, even in a dream also, they will continue to experience that and continue to look at that only. Like this Daivi Sampatti, they will focus on that. That is what will grow in them. Now we see what are the Sampattis here. Not the money, not the name, not the fame. What are the real sampattis here? Shrama, peace of mind. Dhamma, self-control. Titiksha, forbearance. Shraddha, faith. Samadhana, contentment. Uparati means finding joy in small things. Something, whatever you do, finding joy in that. Being contented in that. That is Uparati. So these are the real wells. One needs to really hold on to such wealth. Like this, the one who is walking on the path, the one who has arisen that pragya, that viveka, that power of discrimination, that who they are, walking on that path, finding on that path, seeking that knowledge, that sincere seeker, when that has done, such people, they are really broken that cage. And they will not now go back to that senses and its temporary pleasures. They will leave it behind. That bhoga, that asakti, that cravings will not remain in them, and they will not go back to that also, because they know that there is no pleasure, there is very temporary thing. What will come is there only and only dukkha, only and only sorrow. So they will not get attracted to that again. Such people on their face, you will see that shanti, that joy, that peace, no, that will be very obvious the moment you go and be in contact with such people around. Like that, they will, in the entire Tribhuvan, in the entire three lokas, if you see that the one who has attained that Kalpa Vriksha, there all the kamanas, there all the desires will happen to fulfill. Kasya sukham na karoti viraga. What is it that sukha, that your viragya, your vairagya will not give it to you? So like that they will see. So automatically all the bhogas, they will do parityaga, they will leave it behind, and they will establish themselves into that santosha. No? So even that thing. So there is this, how this situation of that person is, you see, because they are in such a state where there is no acceptance, there is no rejection. No, so initially when they start walking on this path, they shun their son, some of them, to have the self-control. They do the tapashcharya, they do the austerity. They will do the tapas of their body, they will do the fasting, they will do different yoga asanas. They will put some efforts, there will be some pain also involved in that, but they will continue to do like that. And then they will leave it behind. Kama, krodha, lobha, madha, moha, matsara, all the five senses and its outgoing tendencies, they will shun it for some time. But then when they realize that this is it, and then they look at that, they will say that, oh, why should I left that? I shouldn't have. There's no need. Means any aversion towards anything. There is no gruna. There is no aversion. No, there is no craving, and there is no aversion about anything also. That type of thing, that vishaya hoga, that thing, that they will leave it behind. They will shun it out. No, but then when they see that this is also not required, that is also. So like this, the one who is sick, how will they go and approach to the doctor like that? For the swayam, for the parama kalyana, for the achieving that mukti, moksha, that liberation, freedom, they will always have that generous, with the generous wisdom, and they will always go and be with the company of the good people around, and they will stay there. And that tivra buddhi, into that shastra, they will continuously spend their time in doing such activities only. Now they will not find interest and joy in any other worldly activities. That point of time, the way the sun remove that andhakara, like that knowledge, that prakasha of knowledge, that thing will be removed from the this people's mind. That will be like that. That amrita, that nectar of santosha, that trupti, contentment, that happiness is dawn in them. At that point of time, there is that selfless sthiti, that situation will come. They will not have any selfish motive in doing all such things, such a bhikshuk, such a things, that they will not have any attraction towards the anna vastradika, all these things, external things, that clothes they wear, the food that eat, there will not be any cravings left for them in all such things. They will not find themselves getting into all this politics, arthakaran, artharjan, etc. Their buddhi will be distracted from that also. No, so they will not have any cravings even for earning a lot of money, earning a lot of name and fame. That also will not be there. That thing, and even if they have a lot of wealth also, that also they will just leave it behind. No, the Buddha, he just sees the four things, that four incidents in his life, he leaves behind entire his kingdom, drops it and then go. But once he realizes, he comes back to this world and he spread that knowledge everywhere. So like that. So they will not find any joy in that. So like this, other things also, the Virakta Purusha, what are the dhana, stri, bandhu, etc. Yatha Shakti, Yatha Kali, they will leave that thing also behind. Here, not leaving the people behind, leaving the lust, that kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, leaving that thing, they will drop that thing. So like this, that Veki Purusha, they will always find themselves relaxed and settled within the Atman. They are with their Swatma Ananda Prakasha. So they will remain that this Indriyas and its activities, that things, that Purusha, that Bhoga, they will not get entangled into it. That Virakta Gyani, that one which is free from all this, that knowledgeable, that wise person, wherever they go, that point of time in the forest, in the Udyana, in a Pavitra Kshetra, in the pilgrimage, whether at their home, whether at the ground, no, etc., etc. When at the time of joking and at the time, means all these different activities that a common man happens to do, like that, their things will not get entangled into all these things. They will not find any interest in that. Like that, they will not have any asakti. At the same time, there will not be any rejection also. There will not be any aversion also. They will not try to stay away from it. They will still there be in the samsara, and still they will be able to them like that. Like such a jnana, like such a guidance, advice from the master, they will always be chintanashil about. They will always be thinking about. They will contemplate it. They will read it. They will discuss it. They will listen to it. They will continue to contemplate on it, and they will continue like that. Hey Rama, they will continue to experience and do their actions, do their things based on the prarabdha. Whatever is the sanchit karma is there, that prarabdha is there, that thing they will continue to spend their remaining life, in the sthiti of liberation. That thing they will continue to that. So like this, how is the tattva vichara? If someone becomes the jnani, someone becomes the yogi, then how does they think about the tattva? How does their way of thinking about it, that krama, that chronological order, how this, that I'll explain to you now. So Vaashishtha is that if you see in this sansara rupi andhakar, there is this mind which continue to keep entangled into all these things. So he says, Rama, in this sansara rupi, in this sansara, in this world, that andhakara is there. There is ignorance. There is this maya is there. And in that, this mind is like a ghost. It's like a pishach. It's like a ghost. It keeps on doing. And then it experiences in the ignorance. What will it experience? It experiences the Shuddha, Trisha, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsara, all these 6 distortions, outgoing tendencies operates, the sorrow, all these things. It will continue to experience, that mind will continue to experience such things, and then all these things leaving behind, that jnani, that will come back to itself, and they will try to remain in that. So like in this bhayankar ratri, means even in the night, that thing they will able to be with their swatmananda prakasha. They will have that, and they will be able to experience that moon, that shitalta, that calmness of a moon, that alladak sthiti inside them. That peace of mind is what is they will accept. So he continues to explain that if you see it from the perspective of this mind, there is this bahyarambha, means the indriyas, the senses which are going outward direction, and then the antararambha, means the things going inside, and then doing some sankalpana, thinking something, forming some thoughts, hook onto one thought, take it into your things, and make some craving, make some ichcha, desires out of it, sankalpa or vikalpa. But these things, both of the things, using the power of discrimination, using the power of dispassion, vairagya, now you cut this, you remove this from your being, and establish yourself into that jnana bija, that seed of knowledge. Then the things, that uppadi, that meditative state of mind, that samadhi will start happening, and then you will become the nirvikara. No, you will continue to be like the person in that sushupti avastha, completely like a sleeping avastha, and still you will be find yourself into that atmananda swaprakasha, that is that self-luminous state, that ananda, that happiness, that joy that is there you will be able to experience that Chidrup Avishtasthana. So in this Jagat, this entire world that will just melt like an abra. Right? We see that there are clouds in this thing, and when the wind blows, how does the clouds will completely, they will just disappear, that like that. Till that point of time, this bhranti is there, this hallucination is there, this Brahma is there. Till that point of time, this abhimana, this ego sense is there. This vasana will continue to grow. He said this vasana, this cravings, they will continue, these desires, they will continue to grow till that point of there is this Brahma, this outward Maya. If you have got stuck into this, then you'll continue to experience this thing again and again. No? So that point of time, if you really understood the Tattva Bodha and you have gone into it, in that bhavana, that drishya, that thing has really established, and in that thing, all the other adhibhautik, means the physical nature of this world, that thing has gone. Then like that gold, like that ghee, like that cloud, once you put it in a agni, while at the time of doing your agya, what we do, we put all these things. If you put it in that fire, they will also become fire. Like that, the one who has established itself in that Atmasthiti, they will also assume the form of that. No? Then in that, there all the other kalpanas, all the Brahma, they will diminish. Slowly and gradually these things will diminish, and in this Tribhuvana, in this Sakarata, that Atma Jnana, that thing will automatically start establishing them. Like that, in this Murta Jagat, that Amurta Sakshi Chaitanya, that Adhishtana, that Jagrutana Saptavastha, this Bhinna Avastha, that also will not be there. He says that in such a state of things, that Jagrut Avastha or the Swapna, all these different modulations of your mind, he says you will go beyond all these things. You will be able to experience that Turiya Avastha, the one which is a meditative state of mind. But then in meditation we do it. But even when you are Jagrut Avastha, that point of time, if you are able to establish into that meditative state of mind, then that is what is worth doing. And then in that thing, if you look at from the space and that Ati Sukshma, that Nirmal, that Chitta, you will be able to see that in from this Adi Bhautik thing, that all the thing, that Maya, that things which looks like that has taken over your all the Chitta, it will also slowly and gradually with study, with Abhyasa, it will also drop. And these things which creates that illusion, that delusion, that Brahma, Bhranti, hallucination, that thing also will slowly and gradually it will be calmed down. So like that unmatta, that aggressiveness, that also will drop, and you will experience the peace. After that, slowly and gradually, all the other cravings, those vasanas, that also will drop. So they will now behave like that again and again. We have to do this sanskara, that till that point of time, this vasana, etc., will shun off, they will diminish from your systems. Like this study, like this swadhyaya, that here Rama, one has to continue to do like this again and again. So till point of this entire out world is there, that world, that prapancha is there. If you do not do that nisheda of that Sanya and all the ignorant person will continue to entangle into this prapancha again and again. But the one who has established into knowledge, they will see that this entire drishya, that is just a mithya, it is just illusion, it is just the delusion, it is just the bhranti, brahma. There is no, this is unreal world. Like that, they will establish then, and they will establish themselves into that Atma Anusandhana. The one who does that, from their vision, from their perspective, they will attain that Paramagati, they will attain that liberation, freedom. Other people, the ignorant people who are still entangled into the world, they will never experience this. So like this, the one who has dropped that Aham Bhavana, that ego sense, the one who has dropped that Deha Bhava, No, either at the both levels, like either at the body level, grassroots level, or at the ativahik sukshma level. That bhava, that kartapan, that I am the doer of everything. I am the one who is suffering. That who has not yet dropped, they will not be able to see that knowledge of light over there. So like this, the prakriya, that process is that sukshma deha that we have to take towards the Brahma Tattva. So it is that this grassroots body is there. It is full of all these five senses, and the ativahik sharir is there. That sukshma, that linga deha, that thing you have to take it towards the Shiva Tattva, Brahma Tattva. That is what is worth doing. So here Vaashishtha Muni explained the details of this, how one can do this. So here Vaashishtha Muni says, Rama, this ativahik. Ativahik means it is very subtle. That is called as linga deha. No, that is called ativahik sharir. It is that thing. If you see it from the perspective of studying it, from the perspective of emotions, this, how does this body is stool? It is jad, it is inertia there. Even that the chitta also, that ativahik sharir also, that is also formed using the pancha tanmatra, the pancha mahabhuta, five elements. So there is also an iota of, even though it's very, very subtle, very, very sukshma, but yet still there is an inertia that is there in that thing also. So if you do the using your knowledge, using your wisdom, if you continue to contemplate like this, that this sukshma deha also is that I am that Brahman, I am that Shiva, like this bhavara, by doing the kaya, vacha, manasa, at all the levels, you continue to contemplate like this, drop this thula dehatva, that this I am this body, this jadatva, this inertia, that etc. will diminish, and what will remain is that Brahmakar. Will assume that Brahma Tattva, that Shiva, Vatsa. So in that is first you have to look at this ativai sukshma deha, and the bhava that it has created is that jiva bhava, that individual consciousness which it has done, like that sukshma deva and that jivatma. Then it forms the sharira. This then it gets into express itself into these five senses and the bodily level, that thing. And in that, with bodha abhyasa, with the atma bodha, that this behind this individual consciousness also there is this chaitanya, there is this consciousness which is one in everywhere. That shuddha ashariri chaitanya is what is there. Like this, you have to continually do the bhavana, you have to continually do the abhyas of that with the effort of that you achieve that Brahma Tattva. So he said that this vasana, some of these cravings, this is called as ativaha. No, that's the reason this chitta which is caught up into this ativahik sharir, this is caught up into the vasana. So this ativaha is called as vasanas, these cravings. So like that, it will make that chitta, that make that mind flow here and there, getting entangled into all these things, wanting to be more, etc. Related to vyakti paristiti. The people, objects, and the situation will continue to go outward. But to bring it back to yourself, Atma, that Chaitana, that thing, that is where that ativahik nature of that thing comes into picture. So that's the reason that Sharira is called as ativahik or Sukshma Deha. So like that, this is the first vikara. This is the first distortion that happens when it all things start expressing itself in this universe. But if you see it from the perspective of Viveka, this is what is Viveka. What is power of discrimination? I am not this body. I am not this chitta. I am not this, just this buddhi. Something else other than neti. That is what is Viveka. Seeing something permanent, seeing something not permanent. So that's aviveka. So getting yourself into that thing, looking the real thing as real and unreal thing as real thing is what is Viveka. So that power of discrimination, that Viveka that dawns in one like this Rama, using such things that Jagat Karta Ishwar, that Paramatma, that divinity, once it experiences this, that Tvatvamasi, that Aham Brahmasmi, that Tatvamasi, means there is no difference between that Tat and Tvam. And Asi, Tvam, Tat Asi, means this is that is. Soham, the one is, what I am is the same that. Or Hamsu, what that is, what I am. Anything, words are different, but what it means is that Advaita, that there is no duality, there is only one single. That Tatvamasi, if you look at that thing is to be experienced, not just at the level of your tarka and your buddhi, at your level of intellect, just repeating it. That is not what is going to help. Here he says that is that if you see it from the perspective of the way this dongi, this people who cheat people, this dongi sadhu babas, no? The people who really cheat people, they take the advantage of the ignorance of the people. Those people, they'll come say, okay, there is a ghost, and they'll say phat swaha, and then goes to the like that. Only those words, if you just say tatvamasi, using words in such a manner will not going to help you. You need to be realize that experience that tatvamasi, there is no difference. That is only one consciousness that is present over there. Like that, Hirama, one has to really experience it, not just at the level of Vani, not just the level of intellect and at the level of words, but one has to really experience that from within. Like that, when one gets into this sthiti, that point of time, that dhyana, that swarupa darshana, that who you are, no? That experience will dawn from within. That point of time, this outer world, this universe still remain the jad. This will remain the inertia for you, and that samvedana roop, that awareness, that aware things, that chinmaya nature of yours, using that bhavana, but really make it firmly established until it becomes completely established in you. Like that, till that atmakar, till that atma sakshatkar, till that self-realization doesn't come, you continue to contemplate, continue to do the study, continue to do the abhyasa, continue to do the practice, sadhana, seva, satsang, listening to knowledge, listening to the guru. Continue to do that, continue to express your gratitude, guru puja, satsang, continue to do seva, everything you continue to do all that. Chitta sabhaya abhyantar means the chitta until it's the sabhaya, bhaya means the external, abhyantar means it till internal external, till this chitta have not done that upashama, have not experienced that peace of mind. The moment it goes and experience that peace of mind, that swarupa, that darshana, that atma, that will become very spasht, will become very clear to you. It will become very obvious to you. They will be able to, that is what is enlightenment. That is what is self-realization, is that you have experienced yourself. So that thing will become. So like this Rama, in this Jnanavana, this Jnana Yajna, so the one who has self-realized, they will sit into the Jnana Mandapa. They will sit into that, and in that Dhyana Rupi, that Stambha, that is what will there. And that is how he will be able to win over all the world, by using the tool of Sarvatyaga. They will drop everything. They will drop all the craving. They drop all their things. They'll drop all their karmas, sankalpas, vikalpas, good, that. They'll drop all the sankalpanas. So if you have Gurudev today, what was it in a meditation? Gurudev said, drop everything. Drop the meditation, wanting to do meditation. मुझे ध्यान करना है, मुझे ये करना है, मुझे वो करना है. बोलते सब कुछ छोड़ दो. बोलते drop everything. Drop everything. That's sarvatyaga. So see, we are going to the knowledge here, and Gurudev is the one who is making us do practically all these things. Such a beautiful state. Sarvatyaga. Like that, whatever the things, whatever the situation that may come in our life, the one who has established in such a knowledge has been able to do the sarvatyaga. No cravings, no sankalpa, no wanting, no name, no fame, no money, whatever, how much you will want. Okay, if it's you are able to do it, get it, it's fine, do it. But more, I want more, I want more. They drop all these things, sarvatyaga, and get yourself established into that. In such a situation where even there is a agrivrushti and etc., and all these things, in that state also, the one who is established into himself, they will be stable like a mountain. They will be stable like a Meru Parvata. Like that chitta which has calmed down using the vairagya, using the dispassion, even if in opposite situation, even in a pratikul paristhiti, in not so pleasurable situation, that point of time, this person who has dropped that outside Bahya Vishayas, that mind which has completely calmed down using all the Shastra Abhyasa, Upadesha of the master's guidance, Tapadama, etc., all these things, really one has to go into deeper into this, practice it in their life. So like this Manorupa Truna, that is there unless and until this Vairagya Agni. This, it's calling that mind as a grass here. Truna means the grass. So unless until you put this Truna, this mind into the Vairagya. Vairagya is calling it a fire. Just like there is a Jetharagni there, which does the digestion. There is a Vairagya Agni. So unless until this Vairagya, that dispassion and that Agni is there, you need to drop that Truna, that mana, that mind, that cravings, all these things you need to drop into that Vairagya Agni, into that Agni using the Sarvatyaga Vayu, using the tool of that Sarvatyaga. That things is really, really worth in life here, Rama. You establish yourself into such a state and with Abhyasa achieve that Paramapada, that Vishranti, that thing, that water which by its nature it flows towards the Uttara, towards the declination, it goes to like that. This automatically, this mind will dissolve into itself, dissolve it into yourself, into the Atma. Let it flow towards that. Is explaining very differently. In that point of time, the drashta, drishya, darshan, jnata, jnaya, gyan, the knowledge, the knower, and all these things, they will not remain different. The drishya, the scene, the observer, and the process observer will not remain different. That triputis, all these things will become one, and you'll be able to establish yourself into that. Like this says, Vaashishtha Muni said that Rama, that Ano Rinayana Mahato Mahiyam. There's such a person, such a being, he achieved such a state that they are into Atma Tattva, they are established themselves into the self-realized state. Such a Purusha's Chitta becomes Nirvishaya. All their outgoing tendencies that into those five senses and those Vishayas, they will become Nirvishaya. They will not get entangled into it. All the other things, those vastus, objects, etc., it will just diminish, and they will able to establish themselves into the Atman, that is the with self. And like that, this Atman itself into all the Vishayas, in everything in the world, they will start looking at the same Chaitanya, the same Atma which is omnipresent, omnipotent. So then Vasudeva Kutumba, everywhere they will see the same thing. Now their drishti, they will not be able to see any dvandva, they will not be able to see any duality over there. Like that Sthiti, like that Brahma Sthiti, like that Shiva Sthiti is what they will experience in life, and they will be able to see that something which is very, very sukshma. So if you try to look at it from the perspective of your vision, your eyes, that is what now you will not able to see that, because it is so subtle. It is such subtle. Ati sukshma, even sukshma, and your Parmanu also, like that Sthiti, it is purely like a shunya sthiti. No, it appears like a shunya sthiti. In that also this ahamta, this universe, this sharira, this chest of your body and its all the activities, disha, the direction, kala, the samay, etc., that kalpana, that thing, that it will see it like this. But at the person who is knowledgeable, in that they will look at it very, sabaya, and again in outside or inside also, they have become that ekrup. They have established into that one thing, that is the Atma. Like that, in this Jagat, etc., this even this Atma, that Jnana Rupi Atma is there, pervading in all the objects of the world. That is what is there in all the 14 bhuvanas also. Here, Rama, they will see that things, this entire universe also is just my anga only, it's my body only. This Prakriti is my body. I am that Chaitanya, and this Prakriti is my body. So they everywhere they'll say that it's me and me alone. Like this vasanas, these cravings, that one really adopts, that is what is Paraloka. So if you look at this, such a drishti, such a vision of such people, and if you go inside and see that, they will not try to go and see that Brahmaloka or that Vishnaloka or Shivaloka somewhere outside. No, with their vision, that Paraloka will be there within themselves, because the vasana, the cravings have completely dropped, and then that such a Atmagani, such a thing, that Amurta Sthiti, that thing will be there in their drishti, that Brahma drishti will be there, and Atma drishti, when they keep, then this Utpatti, this creation of this universe will appear to them like a mithya. It will appear to them like a just a bhranti. Like this different bhumikas Rama, I have already explained to you. And when by following all this upadesha, by following all this knowledge, the one who has dropped all that dvaita, dropped all that duality, and that chitta has completely established into that adrishta tattva, that prapta, that knowledge, that wisdom, that enlightened master, when really cannot put it in a word. One really cannot explain it in words, the sthiti, that situation, that being of such a person in life. That, and for such a person, that the one who, the nar kare se jo karni nar ka narayan ho jayega, such a person who himself have become a god. No, like that thing, like that self-luminous sun, that Prashma Prakasha, that Jnana Prakasha, that power of this knowledge, that self-luminous things, that is very obvious in them. And Vaashishtha says, such a sun, I really bow down to that. I really go down to such Mahatma, such people in this life, and that is what is worth. So like this is that, this is what is worth doing in one's life. This is where our second chapter also completes. So I'll take a pause here. Tomorrow we'll see that what are the symptoms of Atmagani Purusha. No? So what is it that, what are the things that we can observe as a symptoms in the Atmagani, in the enlightened master? We are very fortunate that we have Gurudev with us, so we know how the Lakshana, what are the symptoms of this. But what is the Yoga Vaashishtha says about it is something we'll see tomorrow. I'll take a pause. अपनी वाणी को मैं यहाँ पे विश्राम दे देता हूँ. I like to hand over this session to all of you. You are welcome to unmute yourself, and if you have any questions, you are welcome to ask. If you would like to discuss, if you would like to contribute your takeaways, what you have learned from today's session, you are free to express that also. It's up to you. Over to you all. Jai Gurudev. If you continue to remain in silence, that is also fine. We'll end this session then. Jai Gurudev.